Hey guys, it's March the 18th. This is Vulcan Wolverine or Kyle. I'm just making a video. I've had tons of vehicular stalking today, tons of directed energy weapon attacks to the side of my face. Even got into a fight with my dad, a shouting match where, he was saying how I don't pay for anything, and for the last 6 years I've been tortured with this stuff. So I got angry and I was like, and it was actually kind of funny. He started saying, "Oh, we're having fun now, happy times," and I was like, "Yeah, let's celebrate." I was like, "Yeah, this is great, great times. Let's celebrate great times." And we were both kind of, it was really like we were both pissed off, but like we're funny, I guess, when we're pissed. So I'm gonna have to apologize to him later. I just finished that and then ended up yelling at, my V2K and attackers. So horrible day right now. And I'm going shopping for our place right now, place where I live. But I guess I kind of want to calm it down and make a video. I don't know how much more video. I'm getting a lot of trailers, but I did mention it on my last video yesterday actually, and I haven't uploaded it, that I wasn't getting a lot of police stalking. And then I saw like a sheriff's car, fire marshal, some city police cars in my vehicular stalking. So they do react to kind of what I say and what I put out on videos. Actually, I haven't even put that video out, so it was really what they got from the surveillance of me actually saying it. Pretty horrible day right now. I just feel a lot of anger, not really fear, but just a lot of anger towards my attackers. They don't care. They calm down. Like the V2K gets real calm, and they're like, yeah, it's over. Look, he's great. And they get really just like almost like they're on a drug or something when I get angry and I'm like yelling or anything. It's really, really weird. And they're sociopaths and psychopaths, so they feed off of this stuff. But last night, my friend Mike had a great conference call. He had two people on who are ex-service members, who were given great information about how to defend. The first guy that was on, I won't give his name, but saying that grounding is very important. It's kind of complicated, but then one of my other target individual friends sent me some pictures, and I think you can buy plugs with grounding things, but it does have a charge that you gotta put on your body. So I don't know. I guess it's not that complicated once you have all the stuff. But one thing that I am gonna do, that the first speaker was talking about, he was saying that a big magnet from Applied Magnets, and you get a I can't remember the kind of magnet he said, but it's like a 400 to 500 pound pull on the magnet. He said that will really, you put it on the place where they're hurting, and it'll stop the pain. And he said if you do have a chip, that it'll disable the chip. Like I don't know. I the whole time that I've been dealing with this, I've kind of flip-flopped on that, because I've heard they can just kind of ping your frequency and that you don't need a chip. But throughout my life, I've had an autoimmune disorder, so I've had lots of surgeries and colonoscopies. I've had tons of different dentists do dental work. So I'm beginning to question, because the way they pinpoint you and shoot this stuff at you, it's hard for me to believe that it could just be from my frequency. I don't know. It's like something that's an unknown factor and that I'm not sure of, so I can't rule it out. I don't also want to say, all TIs have a chip. But the thing about the magnet is, if you try the magnet, it should reduce it even if you don't have a chip. Or if you do, it should disable it. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go down that road. I don't know if I'm going to go down the road of going to, they were talking about a lot of doctors that you can go to, and get your body checked out and see if there are any kind of government chips or anything. I'm just kind of on the fence about it. I'm kind of, at certain stages in my targeting where I'm trying to figure it out, and it's all very, very confusing about how it's done. because it is advanced technology. How do they pinpoint you? Can they do it with just your body's frequencies? I kind of I struggle with that, and especially because of my past, my history of having tons of colonoscopies, lots of dental work. I mean, lots of opportunities where the doctors that I've gone through could have been involved in this program. Just thinking that it's surveilling people or whatever, and making money from the government. But so I don't know. So I'm gonna try the big. I'm gonna go to Applied Magnets, and he said it's like a neo. I can't even remember. I'm having a hard time thinking because I'm so just full of rage right now. And it's not that bad, but it's just y'all know what I mean. It's just been a very, very bad morning, very tough morning on my family and me. So I am gonna try that. My logical mind starting to kind of come around to like, they really pinpoint me exactly, and it's like I know the radar stuff. You can potentially, ping somebody or connect with somebody's frequency, but there's a part of me that's like, it's an unknown factor. It's something that I roll around in my mind, and if it's an unknown factor and something that I don't know, I can't rule it out. So it's something that I kind of hang with, and I'm definitely gonna get a magnet and see if that reduces a lot of the pain and stuff, because the guy was very, very knowledgeable. He's been going through this a long time. He had chips in him that they actually did fine, and some doctors wouldn't remove them. They wouldn't give them to him, if they removed them. So he went through a whole lot of a history of checking it out, and so there's a lot of proof there, that he was bringing us through his history. But it was a great conference call. Just these guest speakers on there, and everybody kind of just figuring this stuff out, because it's really hard. The mind control portion of my stuff, the remote neural monitoring and synthetic telepathy, is like at an all-time high, so I have to buffer up my defenses. Also, I sleep on the second floor, and I'd noticed it before this, but I'd sit or sleep downstairs, and when I went upstairs, the high-pitched sound was there, and it wasn't downstairs. And I'd get hit a lot harder. I mean, a lot harder, like so noticeably that it was many, many times more powerful than when I was downstairs. And last night on the call, the first speaker, who's very, very well versed in this stuff, he was saying how if you're on the second level, if you're up high, like in an elevated position, like in your home, that it's like 8 times the electrical power that you're going to be receiving than if you're at ground level, because at the ground level you're grounded more to the earth, so it's stopping a lot of these frequencies. So I think maybe I might start sleeping downstairs when nobody's down there, and just sleeping upstairs if there people stay over or whatever. Definitely think about maybe getting a place with a ground level where I can just stay on the ground level. That's basically all I want to say. Just make a short video. I was viciously, look, see the trailer across the street, lots of trailers. I saw a fire marshal car, and I actually, it was a fire marshal with deeply, like almost illegally tinted windows. I understand, like I can really understand a police officer, having tinted windows. Look at that. Just got, I don't know. That could just be a bunch of guys with trailers going around. But I've just been seeing them a lot lately with like really, really high frequency. Not frequency like the electromagnetic frequencies, but like high incidence. Tons of one-light cars. And my head is just on fire. Like I have a headache and I'm agitated. So I've got to find a way to calm down. you know, when I'm with my parents and we start dealing with all this stuff, because, you know, they think that, I mean, they actually think I'm crazy. So, you know, money issues and stuff like that become fights where they're just like, they have no trust in me whatsoever to deal with my finances. You know, they've seen how much of the defenses I buy, and they don't believe in this stuff, so they think I'm wasting money on that. They think I'm irresponsible with that. So a lot of problems like that, and it causes a lot of huge problems with my family. And these guys eat it up. They get real calm when my family is at each other's throats. You know, you just hear on the V2K, they're like, yeah, you see, and they calm down, like they're almost like they're on heroin or something. It's really weird. But getting through it, you know, being tortured every night, putting some copper netting over where I sleep, which helps a little bit. But I'm gonna have to put it all. There's a one light car, truck right there. You see it turning right there. They're just all around. You know, the vehicular stalking. They're making it really big on me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's for the videos or if you know, my organizer has lots of connections. I mean, he is ex-Army that I know of. I really think he's a Mason. Like, that's my gut instinct. You know, I've seen, like, you know, cars with a lot of Masonic stuff on it, the G and the, you know, Freemason stuff. So that's a theory. I can't be 100% sure of it, but I think that doesn't do wonders for me and in the gang stalking. So, and then I went by my house, so it's like, you know, agitation on top of agitation. You know, went by the house, my old house that burnt down, and they're, you know, demolishing it. I guess I could drive there and show you all that. You know, demolishing it, and both of the people who lived, you know, on the other side of me, don't live there anymore. And then Lynn's still there. Like, he, you know, he drove up while my parents and me were there, right when we were there. And that's on purpose. You know, he wants to establish that he's driving and that he's not even there, you know, when my parents are around. So he does that a lot. Like, he'll drive up if me and my parents go over there. So just bizarre stuff, you know, involved in gang stalking. You know, and I'm pretty tired, agitated, hurt. Great conference call though last night. I can't rule out the thing about being chipped. I've seen so many doctors and dentists, and I mean, they pinpoint me in my townhouse, they're pinpointing me in my car, and, you know, I've made an assumption, and I need to study it more. And I know they can do it. I know that they can kind of ping your frequency. I know that that's a possibility. But the way that these people target me, I'm kind of starting to think, you know, maybe in my dental history. And I don't think these doctors are like, hey, you know, I don't think anybody comes up to him and is like, hey, we're going to microwave this person, so microchip them. I think it's like, you know, it's more cleverly done, where they're like, hey, we're doing this program where we're just chipping people, and they make it sound benign, and then these doctors cooperate because they're making money from it. You know, so I don't like condemn any doctors or anything. You know, y'all comment on that, because a lot of people say, you know, that doctors are involved and do know that people are being experimented on and tortured. I don't personally, but I don't know everything. I mean, y'all know that. Y'all know that, you know, a lot of times I'm just talking it out. That's kind of what we have to do with this. We just have to. We have to speak as intelligently as we can about it, and try not to make assumptions. At the same time as you know, telling what we know, what we've experienced, and, you know, and I'm gonna find out. Like, I'm definitely gonna do the magnet thing. I'm gonna get all my Q-wave defenders off of me and probably sleep with it. You know, put it on my chest to see if anything is disabled, or maybe it'll if it tones down the attacks, so I can kind of know. Because he said it will, you know, it'll disable the chip. It won't necessarily power it down, but it'll pull it apart enough so